Yeah. Coke fed for some head, let's get in the car, I said. She grabbed my hand, girls resting, met the bar, witness said. Tears fled the head, I'm weak, not dead. She tweet, I guess she confess. She thinking less, not drinking less. Bathroom says, investigate, spontaneous. I stereotype, put to rest tonight. Imagine, believe, and achieve, it works. Skyline as a rise like fireworks. Smell through the bad, don't touch my perk.
Hey everybody, and welcome to this edition of After the Storm, your Oklahoma City Thunder post-game analysis live stream. What's up, Hotspot? Guys, I don't know how long I'm going to be on tonight. I was sick as a mother. I've been sick. This weather in Oklahoma is just, boy, it's brutal. And that's why Sunday I couldn't do the show, man. I was out of it, man. I'm sorry. Yes, they did, Hotspot. They took care of business tonight. Got a little thing in the second quarter. Dagnall doing what Dagnall does. He really worries me, guys. He just does, because I'm like, I don't understand how he doesn't get it. He just doesn't, and it just frustrates the hell out of me, because in the second quarter, when you feel a run coming, and you can see it coming, and he just does nothing. He stays with his lineups. He stays in his little. What he's doing with his little, with his lineups and what he's going to do. I mean, you can tell the flow of the game is messing up. You can see what's going on, and he just has he's just determined. He reminds me of Billy Donovan, a lot of Billy Donovan. And then everybody's going to go, well, Matt, look at what he's done. I was like, well, that's true. I mean, you look at it since 2021, after COVID. We were 22 and 50, okay? Then I was kind of watching it then, and then the next year, that's when I really started doing my show, was right after year 2022 is when we started doing the show. And we were 24 and 58, and I just seen, we won 22 that first year, 24 the second year, and then I said they were projected to win 23. I said, now we're going to win 40 games, because you could just see the development between Josh and SGA and Dort and the way that we were playing defense, and you could just see something different about this team. We were understanding how to win ball games at the end, where we were losing those games before. So those are things that I like. Let me see. With the emergence of Westbrook, do you feel we should be worried about Denver? No, I don't. I'm not worried about Denver. Westbrook is Westbrook. He is going to do what Westbrook does. He's going to make mistakes down the stretch, and especially against a team like us, he's going to have that extra switch that he wants to prove, that he is this. He has a chip on his shoulder. He's always had one. And like we talked about, the reason why Russell won the MVP is because the Thunder allowed him to have a triple-double. And it was because Sam Presti and the Thunder organization that allowed him to have a triple-double. That's a fact. Anybody you'll talk to that knows anything about basketball will tell you straight up. Points, 100%. Assists, 100%. Rebounds, you needed 34 rebounds as a point guard, and you got 37, 38, whatever number it was in 2 games. Come on. And your starting center, who you're paying $20-something million to, got 12? Really? Anyway, don't start me about Westbrook. But he is just the reason why Kevin left. He knew he was never going to win a championship with Russell. You're never going to win a championship with him. He plays 100% nonstop as hard as he possibly can. He's never going to change. And in playoffs, as we've talked about many, many times, you get less possessions in playoffs. And Russell, you can't afford him to be running 100 miles an hour. You got to go, bro. You got to slow down. You can't afford to go coast to coast. You got to slow it down. When you watch SGA, like tonight, there was a part in the fourth quarter, he could have made a run and he just slowed down. He's like, whoa, let's see what's up. Then he attacked. Russell would have just attacked from the very beginning. So I'm not worried about Denver at all, okay? Not worried about that at all. But anyway, back to what I was saying. When you look at the Thunder, and I said that they would win, this was 2023, and this was our first full year doing After the Storm. And I said that you're just going to watch, and you watch and see what happens. The Thunder are going to win 40 games, and everybody told me that was out of my damn mind. Every single person told me that I was out of my mind. And I was like, dude, you don't understand what I saw. What you're looking at and what I'm looking at is not the same. I'm looking at a team who understands how to play defense and get stops at the end of games. And then I'm looking at a guy who's potentially becoming the best closer in the NBA. That's what I saw, and we won 40 games. Then last year, of course, we won 57 And this year we were 33-6. And so what I see in development is the same thing, is that we're getting better defensively. He made the move of getting rid of Josh Giddey for Alex Caruso. Then he made the move to get Isaiah Hartenstein, which was the one thing we were lacking. 3 years ago, when we won 40 games, we needed three things. Okay? We won 24 games. We needed three things. This is what I'd said. We needed to improve our interior defense, our exterior defense, our three-point defense, perimeter defense. We needed to shoot the ball better, and we needed to improve our interior presence, inside presence. Those are three things we needed to do. The next year, he got J-Dub, J-Will, Chet. So then all of a sudden we went to 40 wins. And so we improved that. Then last year, what happened? We still improved it, but we got even better. But what happened? What do we need? We needed inside presence, and that's cost us in the playoffs. So Sam Presti did what he needed to do, and I will say this: I believe this to my bones, to my inside of my bones. I believe that if Sam Presti would have believed that we were going to be the number one seed, he would have made. Caruso needs to stay healthy. Yes, he does. Hot spot. I believe that if Sam Presti would have believed that the Thunder were going to be the number one seed, he would have made a difference, different deals at the trade deadline. Instead, he made one move, and that was to get Isaiah Hartenstein for this year, because he thought, okay, we're a good team. We're not going to be, where we were, and I believe that. Now, that being said, Stephen A. Smith, like we had talked about, had called Sam Presti out. Why? Because he's saying that, okay, are you guys just going to be perennial playoff teams, or are you ready to go try to win a chip? We have the team. This is the year to do it. We've got the NBA's best player, or arguably one of the top 5 players for sure, in SGA. We've got a good supporting cast. We're going to get Chet back. We've got Caruso back. We're going to get A.J. Mitchell back. So what does that do for the Thunder? That allows the Thunder to be able to do what? Compete. Now, the trade deadline is coming up. And Stephen A. Smith is calling out Sam Presti. Now, here's the difference between this year and last year. I believe Sam Presti will make the move that he needs to make to get us where we need to be to take us over the hump. Now, are we contenders for the chip right now without making any changes? 100%. 100% we are. But that being said, the coach needs to understand the things that he's yet to overcome. Flow of the game, lineups, and managing minutes. Because tonight, in the second quarter, when it was 37-21, and he started J-Dub, Kaysen, K-Rich, Wiggins, and iHeart. Okay? That's where he started. Then all of a sudden, he subs in. He waits till 6 minutes to go, and we're up 46-35. He brought in Kaysen, he brought in Dort, and he brought in Joe. How the hell are you going to leave one of the best players in the league on the bench? But he does bring him in, and he waits till it's 5 minutes to go. It's 48-38. Understanding flow of the game, understanding lineups. He is a minutes manager. Those things are the things that are going to hamper the Thunder, and I'm talking to you about it right now because those are the things that are going to hamper the Thunder. He has got to make the decision to make that change. He's got to get out of that. If he doesn't, we're going to be in trouble in a 7-game series. We are. Because he has got to understand when the flow of the game, like tonight, dude, why are you doing? And then you take SGA out and you leave J-Dub in the game. Once again, you've got a guy who's going to be his third straight All-MVP, first team All-NBA. And you play somebody more minutes than him. How the hell can you do that? That makes no sense. Actually, it does, because you believe that you can make J-Dub have more upside than SGA. You're high. And the second thing is this, making that move. The Nets won't Toppage. And we had talked about this the other night. I'm not giving up Topic. I'm not. Because why? Because I know that this kid has the potential to be something really, really good. Now, why am I giving him up for the opportunity to try to win a chip this year when I know that I'm going to get him next year? And if he's 9/10 of what he thought we think he's going to be, the Thunder are going to be fantastic next year with him. Then you got to make decisions at that point. But That being said, would Cam Mitchell, would Cam Johnson be what we need? Sure as hell would. Make a huge difference to what we got. You got a guy who's coming off the bench that can score 16, 17, 18 points a game easy. But then you got to have a coach that's not trying to develop players and go, okay, this is your role, this is your role, this is your role, this is your role. That's what your coach needs to be able to do. Because this game, with all those guys on the bench, there's no way this game should have been that close. But once again, his issues are lineups, flow of the game, and managing minutes. Those are the things that he's been doing this whole time. And he has been holding us back because he has a style that he wants. And let's face it, he got the job because, one, he's a G League coach. He was Billy Donovan's guy, whatever he was, from Florida and all that nonsense. Thunder weren't trying to do anything. We're just trying to get there. But what'd you do? You drafted SGA. I mean, you traded for SGA. And then you drafted Josh. And then you got, because remember before that we had Chris Paul, you had Schroeder, you had Gallinari, you had Dort, you had SGA, you had that group, and we went to the COVID year. Then the next year, look what happened. Look where you're at. Because of the simple fact you made the decisions and you made the changes, you added Josh. And look what happened. You could just see that team. When I first started doing the show at the end, you could just see that team just developing. That's why I said we were going to win 40 games, and everybody told me I was crazy. Because you could just see these guys understanding and getting it. Like, man, we got to get if we can get stops, then we got the close. We got SJ over here. But then you got a coach who's struggling. He can, the Athletics said it, last summer. Can this guy coach a superstar? He can't. That is just not who he is. He is a G League coach that got the job because Oklahoma City wasn't trying to do anything, and he's overachieved because of what Sam Presti's put together. And what is that? 1 year with Josh, the next year with J-Dub and Chet and J-Will, and then the next year with Kaysen, which is last year. And then this year you added Caruso, you added A.J. Mitchell, and you added Hartenstein. So you can see the progression of what this team was willing to do. Why? Because they understood we're going to lock you down on defense. That's why last year I'd said all along, I'm so over all this nonsense about us being a young team. F that. You guys, I see all these people, on YouTube, they got all these shows about the Thunder. Where the hell were you 3 years ago? Now all of a sudden you're a bandwagon guy, you're going to come talk about the Thunder. You have no idea what kind of our team is about. You haven't watched us. I remember it was me, Mark Long, the commander, Randy Wright. We were the only ones basically at games. We went to almost every game. We watched every game when nobody was there. We had, remember, they said 10, 12,000. There wasn't that many people there. No way. Half full, 8,000, 9,000. Now, paid seats, yes, because people did pay for their seats. But those people weren't going to the games. I know that because we were at the games. And I remember we'd walk and we'd go, man, look, this suite's closed, that suite's closed, this suite's closed. Now all of a sudden, you got all these people talking about the Thunder and this and that. Shut the F up. You have no idea about our team. You don't know anything about us. Zero. You weren't there when we were struggling. You weren't there to watch this team slowly grow. You were to watch this group where Sam Presti put this group, this piece, that piece, this piece, added this. But we have the same issues. The coach has the same problems he's had all along. He doesn't understand lineups. He doesn't understand flow of the game. And he is a minutes manager. 100%. And those are things he is going to have to change for us to win the chip, whether we get Cam Johnson or not. But like I said, I don't want Cam Johnson if I got to give up Topic, because Topic is something that we don't know what he's going to be. Now, I saw somebody comparing him to SGA. Shut the hell up. He ain't SGA. He's a European player. He ain't played over in America yet. Come over here first. Let's see what you're going to do. Because when the second quarter, that's where the game changed. I'm like, what are you waiting for? The fourth quarter. You waited till 5 minutes before you put SGA in the fourth quarter. I'm sitting there looking at you put SGA in with 6 minutes to go. 101-89. What are you waiting for? It's frustrating to me, people, that people don't get it. They just don't. And people come on our show and they get mad and they pop off because I'm not giving the narrative. But I can promise you, I'm saying the same thing that they say on TNT or ESPN once they start seeing us. The more we're on, the more you're going to hear Charles Barkley and them saying exactly what I'm saying. The more you watch him, you'll see what he's doing. If you watch the games, it's clear. But that being said, we have the talent. But the coach has got to get over. He has got to change. He's got to evolve. He can't be stuck in the bubble. That's what happened to Billy Donovan. Like I said, if Billy Donovan had been our coach, had a coach somewhere else, and then like he was at Chicago first, and then came to the Thunder, I'm still debating whether Kevin Durant would have left. I still think he was done with Westbrook. They all were done with Westbrook. I still believe that. But I believe you get the right coach, you take a power away from Westbrook and you give it to Kevin Durant, I think things change. Now, here's the difference. SGA is a leader, Kevin Durant is not. They both just want a ball. That is clear. But SGA has the role as the leader. KD was letting Russell run the team because Russell has that personality. But you're not going to win with him. So that's I'm sounding like Coach Tibbs. I don't know about that, Nick. But I'm just saying, you got to play defense, and you got to sub. We're deep. Us and the Celtics still are the deepest teams, Nick. So I'm not like Tibbs because I believe that you've got a bench. He doesn't have a bench. He doesn't play his bench. We play a bench. And we're deep. You know, when you leave SGA out of our starting five, you got SGA, J-Dub, Kaysen, Dort, and iHeart right now. Then you come off the bench with Joe. You come off the bench with Caruso. You come off the bench with Wiggins. You come off the bench with K-Rich. You come off the bench with J. Will. And you come off the bench with AJ when he gets back. So we've got a squad. No. See, that's not what I'm saying, Nick. See, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you feel the flow of the game, when you feel the flow of the game changing, okay, like in the second quarter, when you feel that flow, you can't wait for 2 minutes. My friend Mark calls him 2 minutes too long. Mark Long calls him 2 minutes too long. Has been calling him for 2.5 years. 2 minutes too long. That was his first, when we first started watching, started doing this show. He goes, Matt, he's 2 minutes too long. He waits 2 minutes too long to make a decision because he's a minutes manager. That's all I'm saying. It's not about, some nights SGA needs to play 40 minutes. Some nights he needs to play 36. Some nights he needs to play 35. Some nights, like the other night, he didn't play the fourth quarter. He hadn't played the fourth quarter in, 3 or 4 games? That's not what I'm saying, Nick. What I'm saying is that when you feel the flow of the game changing, you have to put your stopper, your closer in the game. You can't sit him and then let the other team start making run and getting confidence. That's all I'm saying. Okay? That's the point I'm trying to make. That's it. I'm not saying that, but at times, SGA going to need to play 40. Sometimes he's going to need to play 45 minutes. Sometimes he's going to have to play. We got to win. You look at what Cleveland's doing. We're 1 game behind Cleveland. What are they? They've got 5 losses. We have 6. They're taking care of business tonight against what's called. So I'm not saying that, Nick. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to say Tibbs. I don't believe in what he does. You got to play a bench. You got to play bench. You got to play your players. But at times, SGA, like tomorrow or Thursday night when we play the Cavaliers, which I'm looking forward to, by the way. SGA, J-Dub does not need. Let me see. He doesn't need to play the fourth quarter when we're already in position to win. I agree. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is in the fourth quarter, when they're making a run, you play SGA to close off the run, then you pull him out. That's my point, Nick. Okay? That's my whole point. When you feel the flow of the game change, you put your closer in to stop the bleeding. You got to put the doctor in to close up the stitches. That's what you got to do. That's my point, Nick. That's my whole point. That's it. And there's no argument with that because how are you going to sit there as a coach going to say, okay, well, we're bleeding, but man, I don't want to play SGA 40 minutes. Really? So you're going to you're going to make it stressful on our game when we can put him in there, close it out, take him out early. Put him in 2 minutes early, you take him out 2 minutes later or 2 minutes earlier than you would, okay? But you don't leave him and let the other team continue to start making ground and do that. You don't do that. That's not how you win. Nobody does that. Now, Thibs, I totally disagree with the hell he doing. You can't play your guys, all 5 guys, 40 minutes every game. But there are some games you have to try to win. And when you get in that mode and you feel the flow, that's all I'm talking about, Nick. I'm talking about the flow of the game. That's my point. That's my whole point. And when you feel the flow coming, you got to pull him out. Listen, he plays the whole first quarter, third quarter. That's 24 minutes, correct? That's 24 minutes. So he plays whole third, whole first. That's 24 minutes. Then he brings him in. He sits him for up to the 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Then they're making a run, and they started getting their flow, started knocking down threes. That's what I'm saying. If you put him back in earlier, 2 minutes earlier, then you don't have to play him so much in the fourth quarter because you done blew their ass out. He probably didn't play the fourth quarter. That is my point. You allow them to make a run. You allow them to get confidence. You allow them to believe they can play with you with their scrubs. That is my whole point that I'm making. Because if you cut that off, then you don't have to worry about the fourth quarter. He ain't playing. Just like he did the other night against Washington. He ain't playing the fourth quarter. So I don't know what your argument is to that. Please give me a retort to that, what I'm saying. Because if he come in early, 2 minutes earlier, when they're making that run and stop the run, then you don't have to worry about him playing in the fourth quarter. Just like the Washington, the Wizards. That's my whole point. Your whole point is he's playing 40 minutes. My point is if you play him early and you don't sit him for so long, he ain't playing in the fourth, just like the other night. So that's 12 minutes he gets to sit and rest. That is my whole point. And please come up, Nick. Come up with it. Come up. Give me something to go against what I'm telling you. I'll sit there and wait. Come on. Let's go ahead and get a nice little run here. Before I go home, I don't know how long I'm going to be on it now. I feel like shit. Excuse me, guys. Man, I've been sick as a mother. This weather in Oklahoma is just, it's brutal. I've been in bed since Sunday, and I slept all day Sunday. I barely watched the Wizards game on Sunday. I was just so sick. So sick. I just barely watched it, and didn't even work yesterday. Slept and stayed in bed, slept all day yesterday. Okay, it's not the 40 minutes I'm talking about. Well, what are you talking about, Nick? It's not the 40 minutes you're talking about. What are you talking about? Because I mean, my point is, the only point I'm making is when you feel the flow of the game changing, you put your closer in there to close the game. That is my point. In the second quarter, when you felt them making a run, you don't put in Kaysen. What's up, Alex R? You don't put in Kaysen. You don't put in Dort. You don't put in Isaiah Joe to stop a run. You put in SGA to stop the run. That is my point. That's the only point I'm making, Nick. The only point I'm making. And I agree with you. He shouldn't be playing 49 minutes. That's not even up for discussion. But if you made that run and stop that run in the second quarter, then you ain't got to worry about the third quarter. Because the third quarter, you're going to be up, and you're cruising, close that door in the third quarter, boom, he don't play the fourth quarter because he playing the whole third. Game over. But instead, you gave them those 2.5, 3 minutes to get confidence. They start knocking down threes. Boom, now you got a game on your hands. That's my only point, Nick. That's my only point. I believe Coach knows his teams. Okay. He knows their alls and flows of the game, and he knows the team is capable of stopping teams. I agree, but where I disagree with you, some of that I disagree with. Some of that I agree with, some I don't. I don't think Coach D knows his team. I don't think he knows how to coach a superstar. That was evident in the article with the Athletic last year, before the year last year. Can he coach a superstar? He can't. That's not he is a G League developmental coach who got lucky to get where he's at. But his philosophies and what he's trying to do, he doesn't get, Nick. Those aren't arguable. You can't argue with me about him not understanding the flow of the game. There's no way. There's no way. I can go time after time after time after time. When you feel the flow of the game, we're sitting there watching. I got people in the stands sitting there screaming. We're watching the game, different places screaming. He doesn't understand it because he's a minutes manager. He has his philosophy on what he thinks is going to do. Okay? And on top of that, the reason why I say what I'm saying is if you know that the other team is making a run, like last year we lost to New Orleans. We're sitting there screaming, why don't you put SGA in the game? He kept waiting, looking up the clock. He waited 2 minutes. They got on a run. They outscored us by 30-something points, and we were up 15. They outscored us by 30 over the next 3 quarters, 2.5 quarters. They get in the flow. That's all I'm saying. As a coach, as a former player, all I'm saying is when I look at the flow of the game and I understand flow of the game, because I played it, and in order for you to be a winner all of your life, you have to understand the ebb and flow, when to make changes. You got to. If you don't, you're a loser, and you've never won consistently. Look how high he got into the league growing up in that Boston market will show you he does. No, he does not. There's no way. He doesn't. He doesn't understand floor of the game. He doesn't understand lineups, and he's a minutes manager. Those things are not even. I don't care where he grew up. That has nothing to do with you understanding the game. Because if you did, he wouldn't make the decisions that he makes over and over and over. Over and over and over and over and over. We talk about it over and over and over and over and over. Where he makes a mistake, where he can win the game. This. I point him out all the time. Been doing it for 2.5 years. I've been watching him for 2.5 years. And these are three things he does not understand. Lineups, floor of the game, and he's a minutes manager. Those are the three things that he does. It cost us against Dallas, and it's going to cost us this year. Period. Those are his weaknesses. He's got to change. If he doesn't, we're not going to win. I don't care who we at, Ken. I don't care who we win. He's got to understand and get the flow of the game. You got to. Tim's biggest problem is what? What's his biggest problem? He believes I'm going to play 6 guys. Dude, what are you doing? It didn't work in Chicago. It ain't working in New York. Your team, by the time they play at the end, they're beat up. That's the good thing about the Thunder. You are developed. You are deep on the bench with Boston. Same thing. With Cleveland, they're pretty deep too. So you can afford to play your bench players. But what I'm saying is when it gets into, you feel the flow changing. That's my whole point, Nick. Dallas was lack of depth and immaturity. Dallas lost the game because of his damn lack of understanding the fucking lineups. We're sitting there screaming at him. We're screaming at him. I'm screaming at him. Half the people in our clubs love him. We're screaming at him. Screaming at him, bro. What are you doing? Change the lineups. I'm not the only one that's doing it. These are other people. Yelling the same damn thing I'm yelling. Same damn thing I'm yelling. So what you're talking about is bullshit. Because I'm not the only person that's sitting there going, what are you doing, dude? Changing the lineups. Game 5, you changed the lineups. Hadn't changed, had the same lineup for I don't know how many games in a row. Change your lineup. Get beat. Get us out of sync. What are the Milwaukee game? Change your lineup. Get us out of sync. I know you like him and that's cool, but he doesn't. He does not get it. Let me see. Alex R. Eat 2 cloves of garlic. If you're able, I don't have any garlic at the house. I did that for 2 days straight. Oh, okay. I might have somebody bring me some, Alex, because hey, baby. I might have somebody bring me some because I'm in bed. I'm here now, and I'm gonna take some Benadryl and just pass out because I'm out of it, man. I'm done. I had to get up and go coach my kids today, train kids today, and I'm done. I'm exhausted. Ace, you know I'm busy, baby. Go away. So anyway, let's take this opportunity to thank our sponsors. I want to thank SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guys up over at SRB. They love to be behind the scenes, and they love to take care of you. If you have a water treatment plant in your city or county, they can take care of it. Hook those guys up. They love to take care of you. Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, they are the people to holler at. They can take care of you. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC. Proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com, or go into one of the 5 locations. The main bank at 401M, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YB Parkway, located off Garth Brooks. And I-40, just south of I-40, can't miss it right there. And then YB Peoples, located on 23rd and Bethany between Rockwell and MacArthur. So, anyway, guys, let's look at our end of game. Sixers. 13 of 44 from 3. We were 12 of 36. We missed a lot of wide open threes. God, we missed a lot of wide open shots. Field goal percentage, 44% for them, 55.6 for us. We were knocking down shots like crazy, missing a lot of wide open threes. We got to make those. 38 rebounds to 35 for them. Now we're back on pace on our pips, points in the paint. Remember, we only average 40. We give up 41 points a game. Gave up 42. We scored 62. Turnovers 15 to 12, and then they outscored our bench 50 to 27. And then, of course, box scoring was this: J-Dub, 24 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. Played good tonight, I thought. Played within himself. I thought he played pretty good. Iheart, 31 minutes, 9 points, 16 boards. Missed that free throw. Got those people 16 rebounds, I'm sorry. Those people were pissed at you. They didn't get a chance to get their Chick-fil-A, bro. You made that second free throw. 3 assists, one steal, 1 block. This is his usual thing. SGA, 33 minutes, 32 points in 33 minutes, 12 for 15. Efficient as hell. As always, 3 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. He has some bad turnovers. He's got to take care of the ball. I don't really like what he's been doing lately. He's had some horrible turnovers. In the last couple games, he needs to really take care of the ball. Lou Dort, 8 points, 3 for 8, 2 for 5. And then, of course, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. And he just, his fouls, some of his fouls, I'm like, what are you doing, Lou? I don't get some of his fouls. He has 1 foul a game that just has me scratching my damn head. And then, of course, Cason Wallace, man, he's playing good. I like this kid. Boy, he's just growing on me more and more and more. Jay Will, dude, you got to take care of the basketball. Can't quit trying to do more than you're capable of. Stay within your game and not try to get out past. 5 points, 3 assists, only 1 rebound. You're our center. You have 1 rebound. Come on, man. Come on. Your passing is good, but you get out of it. You threw the ball away right there at the end of was it third quarter or was it first quarter? Whichever quarter it was, I forget what it was. Just terrible passes. I'm like, man, what are you doing, Jay Will? Jay Will. Where was that at? That was in the third quarter. Then, of course, K. Rich, decent. No points, but he played decent. He didn't really play that great, but he played decent, I thought. And then, of course, Brandon Carlson, I thought I didn't really watch that. And, of course, Caruso does. What Caruso does is great having him back. Boy, I like that guy. Great pickup by Sam Presti. And then, of course, Isaiah Joe, 21 minutes, 10 points. Wiggins doing what Wiggins does, 16 minutes, 6 points. Played good. Doing what he does. I like Wiggins. You guys know we're big Wiggins fans here on the show. We're huge Wiggins fans. We really like him. I thought I like what he did and like what he's doing. Okay. In the next 10 games, of course, the Thunder, after losing the Cavs, that's our 3rd in a row. We get them at home Thursday night. Can't wait for that game. What a game that's going to be. That's why I'm going to get off the air here pretty quick and take my ass to bed. Take some Benadryl and then pass the hell out. I can't. I can't stay up too late. I got to get some rest because I want to be at that game because I know his payback is coming big time for them. We want them. I know they want us, and I don't think that that Mitchell is going to play bad again. I think he's going to do what he needs to do to step up. So I was going to say, let me see. What's Nick saying? J-Dub does not know how to get his shots, and Chet was exhausted against those bigs. Yeah, last year. Organic garlic. Okay, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna text as soon as I got a phone here. I'm gonna text somebody. Or get off the air. I'm gonna text somebody, and see if they can bring me some garlic. And so what they said, Alex, I'm gonna have to see if they can. I'm gonna take a. See, I'm gonna have somebody bring me some of that. Just take one, okay? That's all you can handle. Okay. I will do that. And but I'm just going to take some Benadryl and I'll just pass out. That's what I'm going to do. So that being said. But anyway, guys, hey, I appreciate y'all being on tonight. Man, I just don't feel good. And I know you guys look forward to it. I'm waiting for the game on Thursday because, like I said, when after we lost to them, on the air, I said that we were going to smash the Knicks, and we did. And so I know that we're going to be ready for them. It's going to be a different game. SGA is not going to have the same bad game like he had the other night. And I don't think Mitchell's going to have a bad game either. I think it's going to be a barn burner. I cannot wait to go. That's why I want to be nice and healthy, get my butt to bed tonight. As you can see, I'm kind of losing my voice right now. So that being said, thank you guys for being on tonight. And I appreciate the support that you guys are doing for us, our likes and supports. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys' commenting back and forth. And I like, Nick, I like the banter coming back and forth. I like it, brother. I do. I don't get mad. I like it. I like it. So I appreciate it. But anyway, for the rest of you guys, hey, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everything you're doing. Mad respect to everyone who comments on the show and who supports us. And I appreciate it. And that being said, hey,